Welcome back, engineers. Vulcanus is running hot, the new ship's ready, and it's time to chase the storms. We're now heading to Fulgora, where the sun's useless, the trash is endless, and the power falls from the sky. So, join me now as we get on our ship and head to Fulgora.
Okay, here we go. So we're back on Vulcanus. Planet's pretty well self-sufficient. At this point I can probably do anything I need to remotely. So I'm just going to leave it here. I've built another transport and loaded it up with stuff to go to Fulgora. I need to stop by here and pick myself up and a couple of other things, mining drills for sure, and the foundries. We'll see if we need those. I don't know that we do, but I'm going to pick them up anyway. And yeah, and I also loaded up some things for making my lightning rods. So you get this when you discover the planet Fulgora, and you can make the lightning rod, and really that's your power source, right? And it looks like I can craft them by hand, so I probably don't even need solar panels to get power there. I just need the lightning rod. I'm bringing some, probably will bring one stack of solar panels just because, but yeah, you don't really even need them, I don't think. So there's that. So I'm going to bring the stuff to make those, and we'll go from there. So the plan is we'll go there, land, pick up what we need to, pick up the, what do they call that thing? This thing, the cargo landing pad, and things to make lightning rods and some accumulators. And the tank, I'm going to bring a tank with me. And then we'll just go exploring, and we're going to find a nice big spot to lay down our starter base and start building there. And that'll be that. So here we go. Let's bring our ship over here. I think it's already loaded up. Let's take a look. Looks like it's all ready to go. All the requests are satisfied from that planet, from Nauvis. Yeah. And I got some spots left for these two things that are going to come up. So let me send it over here to Vulcanus. My second ship now, well, it's third technically, but so my first ship I converted into a freighter to move science and stuff back and forth between Vulcanus and Nauvis. This ship I've made a new one that has extended solar panels on it so that it works around Fulgora better. But otherwise, it's basically the same ship. And, and I added this little ice piece to it because we're going to need to add Fulgora. There's no water on Fulgora, and you need water to do, like, oil cracking and things of that nature. So I added this ice component to it. Right now it's set to give me 100 ice, but I'm going to set that higher once we unload. I probably don't need to bring any more lightning rod parts, because unfortunately that's the smallest stack size. It's ridiculous. You can put so many copper cables on there. I only probably needed 1 or 2 stacks, but the way the system works, it sends you a whole rocket. So anyway, I'll take the rocket, we'll just recycle them or whatever. Okay. I mean, like, whatever. Right? So there's that. Yeah. But we'll bump this up to like 500 ice or something. We'll just parked outside or above the planet. And then we can feed ourselves water that way. But we don't really need to do that until we get to a point where we're going to park our new base. So most certainly will probably not be where we land initially. because that's always a crappy spot. So that will be the first task, is to find a non-crappy spot to build a base. And we'll go from there. Here we go. It should be arriving. Yep, we just arrived at Vulcanus. Here it is. So it should be asking for these things now. We have plenty of those here. Okay. Let those come on up. And meanwhile, I need to unload. So I'm going to turn off my requests. Well, my discards are fine, but turning off all requests, and then I'm going to just basically have it store everything in here. And if I ever come back here, I can request it back on, and whatever. No, I should have brought some trains with me, actually. No, I don't need trains. It's got the tank, right? I'll do that later. So, yeah, let's unload. We'll put our junk in here. Get rid of this stuff. There we go. I'm unloaded. My junk. Alright. Now I just gotta wait for a ship to be available. And jump on a ship. Got a lot of things on it. I guess I'll take this ship. Got a little personal transport. There I go. Alright, I'm on the ship, and we are headed back to Nauvis now. And we'll just stop there and refuel, and then we'll head on over to Fulgora. I don't think, yeah, there's nothing else we need there. It's just better. Here I am. It's just better to come here first, because you gotta go here, right? So, the 2 hops. Stop here, refuel, come here, and we can go. Okay, so looks like it's about full enough to go. 25k is technically full, but 20k is enough to get us there. And here we go. Alright, so let the adventure on Fulgora begin in 3,000 kilometers. So luckily they dropped you down in a spot that's protected because most of the lightning's already hitting. It's a tiny little island. There's really no good spots around here. It's awful. So only thing so what I need to drop down is the stuff that I take with me. So I'm gonna drop down the landing pad, or cargo landing pad, yeah. Drop that down. I'm gonna drop the tank down, drop down 80 fuel. The legs. Tank faster. And then we need the stuff to make some lightning rods. So there's that. Stack the copper cable. What else was on there? Now it's steel. Okay. Anything of steel. Okay. Yeah, I guess some accumulators. Kind of get us started. I'm gonna drop down my bots. Pick this stuff up first. So all this stuff's dropping now. That. Alright, so there's that. That. Those things. That. Okay. My tank down. Give it some fuel. Oh, it needs to request fuel whenever we can do that. Okay. And we're going to go into its grid and put some legs in it. Drop the rest of the legs in the trunk. Onto that. And let's craft some lightning rods. What do I need? Oh, I need 4 stone bricks. Stone bricks. Why don't I have stone bricks? I didn't hit that. Stone bricks. Stone bricks. Stone. Oh, and I guess I should just turn off the auto on that. It's not going anywhere for a while, so leave it there. These are stone bricks. Okay. Now what's wrong? Oh, because I discarded them. Derp. Okay, let's just make them all. Okay. And then I'm missing steel. So let's drop down some more steel. We'll just make those by hand until we run out of one of the other supplies. Don't need oil pumps for those. Steel. Okay, so now I'm out of copper. So, good enough. That's 10 of them. So I'm going to stick them in a hotbar up here, just so I have access to it real quick. Can I make a radar? I cannot. That's fine. Okay, so here we are. Figure out where we're going. We do need to mine one of these to unlock some tech, so I forget where it was now, but we're gonna unlock it right now. Oh, I didn't get my bots. Derp. Get my bots. Alright, there's my bots. So now I can do this. Alright, so that gave me the recycler. So I need to make the recycler. Safer. Alright, so these little tower things that are already here protect you from the lightning. So mouse over it and you get a blue circle around you, you're safe from lightning. Which is also what the lightning rod does, except I can collect power with that. So okay, so that gave me the recycler. And for that I need some blue circuits and some cement. Also have to be crafted here. I'll go ahead and craft some of those up. Get them out of the ship first. We'll grab one stack of blue circuits and some cement. I'm sure somebody out there is going to say, you know, cement and concrete are two different things. And you're probably right. And I probably said the wrong thing. And that's fine. Okay. So, let's make 2 recyclers out of that. And then what's missing? Iron. Yeah, I need steel plates and gears. Well, that's fine. Oh. But I now have some scrap. So I'm going to set up one of these puppies. Oh, I guess I should get some power poles. Put me down. I don't know. Let's do the crappy power poles right now. There we go. And we'll put an accumulator with it. 2. This is how you do power on this planet, on Fulgora. Alright, so we set that up. Well, and then we just wait for the lightning to strike. Meanwhile, recycler. One of these in here. I'll make a box, put stuff in. And we're just going to recycle some scrap. In fact, I guess I'll grab some arms too while we're at it. Got a stack of blue arms. Box. So, see, out of that scrap, I just got this stuff, which is kind of convenient. All kinds of things. Then you can recycle it again, and you get the things that made that, right? Down to, if it doesn't make, if there's no source components for it, then it just goes away, probably. Maybe not, but probably. Oh, look at that, and I just got this. So I just learned Homeon processing. which allows me to make the solution in the plates. So yay for that. And then I just gotta, so we'll make plates when we get to where we're putting our base, and that'll take us to the next step. But for the moment, I'm gonna put scrap in this box, have it processed. More of these, make it continue. Alright, so we'll let that process through. That's not too much. That'll collect some things for us. Alright, so we should have more space on the ship now. A little bit. So that's 100, 200, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, let's set it to 500. We got 500. Well, I'll set it to 1,000 at this point. Yeah, I'll set this to 1,000. So we have plenty of ice coming down to the planet when we're ready for it. Waiting for asteroids to fly by that make ice. There's one. Anyway. So, weirdly enough, this planet only gives you lightning at night. The solar energy here is absolutely awful. Minus 80%. Something like that. It's just awful. So, this is the way you make power here. Way better. And it will get better as soon as we have lightning. Come on. The trick is to catch enough of the lightning in batteries so that the batteries can hold you up until the next lightning storm. That's really all there is to it. And it's unlimited free power. We'll see it come in here in a minute. As soon as something strikes it. It's also kind of a function of how many of those things you have down, because there's a chance to hit them. I guess we could tear that down, and that might not protect it. You see, now that protects them. There we go. So this lightning rod gives them a big circle. So I can kind of take a lightning protection with me. Anyway, so now that the lightning has struck, you can see the accumulators are charging up. These are the lightning strikes. And then in between the lightning strikes, it runs on battery power. That's really all there is to this place. Which is nice, because then everything kind of runs at max power. You just have to have enough storage to do it. Well, you gotta have enough out. You have to have enough to do the output too, I suppose. 300 kilowatts in, 300 kilowatts out. And the upgrade to this kind of charges better. It holds on to the lightning charge a little longer and it charges your stuff up, which is nice. And we're about out of power again. Okay. Well, it's going to be like that for a minute. It's almost done now. I guess we could do one more row just to see if that helped it a little bit, get through the moment. And yeah, it's all protected under there. But from that, I have gotten batteries and stone, homium ore, blue circuits, you name it. bunch of stuff comes out of that. Actually, if we look at the Factoriopedia, this recipe. Somewhere it says craft. There we go. So this is the ratio of what you're going to get out, right? Your ore is kind of what gives you your science and other things that are indigenous to this planet. 1% of the time you'll get that. So basically for 100 scrap you'll get 1 ore, which kind of sucks. But you get so much when you scale it up. It really is a lot. At the other end you get iron gear wheels, so you end up recycling those a lot. You get tons of solid fuel. You'll get ice out of it, so you don't even have to get ice from your ship anymore. Batteries, and then anything that these break down into, you can get out of those. So we'll do all that, but yeah, basically everything comes from scrap. 1 scrap can turn into anything like this percentage of the time. So keep that in mind when you're building your recycling system, and you'll love it. Okay, yeah, that helped. So now it's keeping it running a little better. I always have problems converting from joules to watts, but whatever. Scale it up, right? There is a method to that if you want to do the math. That joules is a measurement of how much, I'm not even going to go there because I'll get it wrong, but it's how much power you have stored, right? And then watts is how much power you're able to produce or consume. Watts is more related to current and voltage, which we don't really have voltage in this game, which is interesting, but the current and voltage, right? And then joules is more about how much power is stored. So there is a conversion for that to figure out how long so many watts would last based on so many joules, but you can play it kind of by ear and just, there you go, right? Alright, so everything's processed. Let's grab all that stuff. Let's tear this down. And let's hop in the tank. Notice I got the little cloud with the lightning bolts under it. That means I'm vulnerable to lightning right now. Oops. So let's freeze on over here. Get out of the lightning. Because we can use these as lightning shields as well. And our goal right now is to try and find a spot to go. I need to build a radar. It would really help. Still can't do that. I need some iron. I guess what I could do, put one of these puppies down. Recycler. Put them on the bar, I did. Okay. Anyway, put them on there with a recycler in a box. Let this stick here for the moment. And let's put some gears in there, because that'll give me some iron. I guess we'll stick some, catch a little bit of the energy. Anyway, good enough. Just need to recycle our gears. Come on, lightning. Now it's gone, of course. Of course. Now when I need it, it's not there. Alright, well we'll copy that. I'll just blueprint that. Let's call it quick recycler. Recycler, who knows if I spelled it right. Anyway. And we'll put the picture of the recycler in there so we know that's what it's for. Done. And we'll put it just right there for the moment. And tear that down. Because apparently lightning's not going to cooperate. So let's get back in our tank. Let's just flip around a little bit. Come on. Out of here. You know what? I need some repair kits. That's not good. Yeah. Put those down. I guess I could. I'm gonna blow up my tank, just run into this shit. Okay. Yeah, let's do that. Let me put my landing pad down temporarily. I'm gonna request these. We'll get 50 of them for now. Okay, give me those. Pick up our landing pad. Okay. There we go. Much better. Alright, landing pads picked up. Okay, wait for the lightning to go away, and then we'll move on. Every night it's like this. I guess I should have dropped my recycler real quick. Oh well. Night's almost over. Any more? A bit. Okay, probably okay now. Let's go. Let's see what's over here. We just want a really big island that has some stuff on it to mine so we can start building our base. All we want. And if it's got a couple of islands that are somewhat close together, that's even better because then we can span power poles and or bots across there easier and extend our reach a bit. And if we happen to find some holmium ore just laying about while we're out, that's even better. Oops. This is pretty big. Yeah, and there's some holmium ore, so let's grab that. Because it can't hurt. Alright, get that stuff. This is pretty big. Wow. Oh, okay, here comes the lightning again. I'm going to drop a lightning rod right there. And protect it, and then I'm going to use my blueprint for the quick recycler. And drop that on top of my lightning rod. Get out, put some gears in there because I need the iron. Where's my gears? There we go. Pretty quick. And there's some iron. Okay. I guess we'll put our scrap that we picked up in there over here. Now I should be able to make a radar, right? Yeah. A couple of those. Drop one of these down here. Take a look around. So there's some scrap, 70k there, 126k. That seems too far to jump. Okay, so let's pick that up. Back in the tank. It's over this way. But this is a pretty nice island. Grab that stuff. Okay. Yeah, this is pretty big. Good work. And then not too bad of a jump right here. Might be able to get two roboports to connect to each other here. And then drop down the lightning protection. Anything to recycle? Not really. And wait here till the lightning goes away. But all in all, that's a really big island. Oh, look at that. 30 and 13, 230. This might be a good spot to start up. Yeah. Get some cliff explosives in here and clean that up. This would be a nice build spot. Plus, you got this little jump right here. Yeah. Maybe we do that. It's not too far away from where we landed. Yeah, and then we can send a train over here to pick up this 30 million later. That works for me. This will give us a start. Okay, so this will be our starting base right here, I believe. But I think I do have a lightning radar for that. Right? Is there no lightning rod in it? That's interesting. How is that a lightning radar without a lightning rod? That's weird looking. I'm sorry, I don't like it. We're gonna make a new one. So I'm gonna leave a radar here. Put like two of these here with it. And one radar. Leave it here. Alright, so let's take a peek over here again. We'd have to clean this up, but that's fine. Lots of ore there to mine. Oops. We can clear these cliffs out. Got a lot of space in here. Do stuff. Yeah. And before I totally commit to this, let's just check over here. Oh yeah. Side protected zone. What do we got here? So this is another 32 million right next door. Wow. Okay, so that's totally worth it. Yeah, this is a nice little area right here for what we're trying to do. And then another 209, 63K. Another 30 million right down the road. Hell yeah. Okay. 6 right there. I'll take it. So yeah, let's drop another lightning radar here for the moment. Where'd the radar go? There it is. What is it doing anyway? Is that enough? No. It's not. But we'll copy it and improve on it. Let's stick it here. There we go. That might be enough to hold it up. Let's see, so that thing consumes 300K. Each one of these can output 300K. They need 5 megajoules each. I don't know what that means, right? So how do you convert the joules to how long it will hold that up? I don't know. And it really is just, you gotta make it through this time between lightning storms. And that's it. Anyway, let's go ahead and clean this up as long as the lightning's not here. Not. Starter scrap. Gotta get charged first. Come on, charge up. Goes, sort of. That's not ideal, but anyway. Probably need more lightning rods to be able to, or the better lightning collector would work better. That could last a while if it ever got fully charged though. That said, what do we got here? I'll just leave that here. Another 76k right there. So yeah, I think this is our home right here, this big island. Our starter. Here. Maybe right over here. We'll start here. We'll expand into these. Pick that up first. We'll start in this spot. Then we'll expand it into these. This one. Off from there. Okay. Home sweet home. Right about here. Right. And yeah, we could take this sprout up here to start. Sure. Oops. Okay, so let's lay out some of these. The tank. And I guess we'll put the landing pad right here. That, I guess we just need to start requesting things. So, we're calling this the home. So let's change this to landing supplies. All this stuff can come down. And then we'll go up to the ship. And we're going to send down all cargo bays. Why is this not going down? What? I guess it's starting to. Alright. We're getting stuff? Yeah, we're getting stuff. Alright. Where's my cargo bays? One of these down. Tank out of the way. Let's just put it over here for now. Alright, it's in the blue, yeah. Let's see that stuff first. Yeah, I almost didn't even need to bring solar panels. I don't even know why I did. Just because I did. Because I did. There they are. Okay. We can extend this out. Now we gotta put one over here. Okay. And just to get started, do that. Get my RoboPort powered up. It has its own battery, so it's all good there. these guys out and stick them in here. And I'll turn on my personal supplies and my discards. Well, I'll need to put some yellow boxes down for that. So, yellow boxes will start right here. And discards on. There we go. And I also don't want this ore on me. And I don't want scrap on me. Of course, now I need more lightning so we can get our roller port back on, but we're getting there. It just takes time. Alright, so now do I have power poles? I do. So let's start with... How'd I go? Get rid of that. And put some of these down in between just to get started. Well, really, what we want, something like this, so. Alright, and then we want to have symmetry here. Okay, now copy that. I guess it does. It's hard to see the wire. This will be our initial power bank. Start with that. So So I kind of like to just put one of these at each power pole. Because the more you have, the better. Alright, so fill those. Alright, so that gives us an initial area to hang out in. And And as soon as the lightning comes back, we'll have more power. And our power is 1.2 gigajoules for that. That's not too bad. That usually holds stuff up pretty good once you get past a giga. Alright. Now that said, let's start rid of this stuff. Any of this anymore. Here, just expand this out. Oh, so here's our first pile, right? 70K. So let's that down. We'll put some miners down. Get some scrap. Not a very big patch, but it'll be enough to get us started here. Getting low. We can adjust a little bit, but looks like we're missing a little bit there, but that's fine. Alright, then we'll bring another roboport down here. Go with it. Fortunately, it wants to go right there. Okay, so we'll put it right there. It goes. Whatever. Okay. Alright, let's get the tank out of the way. Move it here on the side. Alright, yeah. Safe to right there. How's power now? Oh yeah. So once you get this spread out, you get hit a lot more, and your stuff gets charged up a lot more. Okay. Now it's time to start the recycling process. Now I have a basic schematic for this. I call it recycler core. I think we're going to have to do some other recycling first to get enough material built up, so let's do that. We'll just do that by hand for the moment and get some material built up. I'm just going to duplicate this row of boxes. Okay, yeah, it's going to get like that, and we'll have to start making things. So, recycler. Do a couple of these. purple boxes there. Alright, and then the blue boxes. Well, alright, we're gonna do some yellow boxes out here. And their thing is give me scrap. Give me scrap. Okay. Alright, so all the scrap should go there. And now the discard should go in there. No, okay. Yeah, perfect. And that'll start getting stored off in there. Meanwhile, why is this not mining? We have a full box. Is our network not connected? Sure as hell is. I guess it could be a purple box. Maybe we'll do a requester instead. Give me grab this way. 500 scrap. There we go. These puppies busy. Alright, so this will build up our resources as far as stuff that we have to work with. Now, can I make more scrap collectors yet? I can't. I'm going to make them. Alright, and because we get all the basic components out of this, it's pretty awesome. I'm going to start making them. I'm going to copy this and build up some more. Make some more purple boxes. Go. Alright, we probably need to start making some water here somewhere. Let's do that. Let's copy this over here. That means I need some more lightning rods, and I'm missing stone brick for that. Alright, give me your stone brick. Stone brick. And then I'm going to request stone brick. Take that off my discard. Alright, so lightning rod by hand. No. Down. Okay. Now we got a nice big area to hang out in. Yeah, nice and neat. And we're getting lots of space to hang out. It works. Alright, somewhere over here, let's start the water up. So for that, we're gonna need start up here. We're gonna basically turn ice into water. Ice. And our robo network over here. We need explosives. Alright, well, for the moment, we'll just do this. Over here. Actually, it wouldn't matter because that would be in the ocean anyway. So we're kind of at the end of the line there. That's fine. That's fine. Yes, we need to put another one down here. Just clean things up. Big area for requests. It's kind of nice. And then you got pretty good power just starting out the gate. I mean, now we're draining a little bit now. So maybe we bump this up a bit. Now we got 2.3 gigajoules, nice. And you just make this huge battery, basically, and it runs your system. Yeah. Pretty awesome. Okay, back to water. So we need a tank for that. Tank. Hook it directly up. There we go. Start making some water. Work on that. Meanwhile, I seem to be getting everything I'd ever want. Okay, so we got lots in here. Plenty. Okay. I'm gonna pick this stuff up. Back up here. And just have it send everything down. All the copper cables. Yeah. There you go. Be it. No, just some too. Okay. That'll work. We're not picking anything else up at the moment. I do think I want to add a section for trains though, just so it's ready. So that will be, of course, the train engine, which 5, okay. Train cars, 5. I mean, it's going to send me 5 no matter what size I set. So, okay. 5, 8, 10. 10, okay. And we don't need fluid wagons here. Not that I can think of how we would need a fluid wagon. If we do, we'll go get one. Okay. Okay, but we do need rails, so probably, send me 1,000 rails. How much do rails take? Okay, so it's 10 rockets to send me 1,000 rails and 10 stacks. Okay, it's worth that. Get it done. And then, well, it's kind of like a one-time thing anyway. Give me, probably only need 1 stack of ramps, but we'll do 2. I can only do 1 at a time? Whoa, okay. 1 stack of ramps. It is. Okay, and then the elevator has 20. They can do 5 at a time. So if I wanted 100, 20. 5 rockets, so we'll do 2 stacks of those. 40 that should get us somewhere. And anything else here? Of course, we'll need some chain signals, possibly. Of course, we can make that stuff here, so we can put it on a rocket. Really make all this here. As long as we're there. Yeah, do that. Okay. And that should be all the train stuff we need. And maybe some fuel for them. Well, we don't need fuel. We got fuel coming in here. So, okay, done. So we're gonna take Vulcanus off agenda. You no longer need to have someone present in either place. Not getting back on for a while. And, yeah. There it is. So we're going to pick up train stuff next time we go back. The ship's empty now. I just sent down a ton of ice. Literally. And what else? Anything else that I need for the next trip? What are we doing on accumulators? Kind of out of accumulators. I guess we should do another load of accumulators. Okay. So we might have to expand power, so just in case, let's do that. And that should be it. So what did I get before? 500? So yeah, let's get 500 more. Wise. There we go. That should let it sit over there for a while. Okay, you go do that. And I'm going to continue working here. Okay. So meanwhile, we're getting quite a storage of things built up. We got some red circuits, batteries, all kinds of fun stuff. power is awesome. We're using how much? 4.7 megawatts, okay. Looks like we're fine at the moment. Yeah, this battery will have to get bigger, but that's not bad. Really. Probably should make some more of these if I can. So we're ready. Alright, discard's back on. Oh, I don't need solar panels at the moment, but whatever. Not full yet. Okay, I've only got 50 of these left. So ship gets back. We're hitting almost all the patch. 70k there, it'll suck that up pretty quick, but let's get that out of the way right now. Let's put another thing right here, and one right here, just to get it out of the way. Okay. That should be the whole patch. Double that up some more too, just to get our stuff going faster. We need more recyclers and more purple boxes. Iron for that. Okay. So we're gonna quickly get into gear problems. And this is kind of where that starts to come in at. Grab gears. I already have gears. What I need is... What do I need? What do I need? Yeah, gears, blue circuits, concrete, steel plates. I forget, does any of this make concrete? That came from... Am I producing concrete? I am. How about that? So it does make concrete. Okay. Anyway, this is what I'm getting out of the scrap right now. So that's not too bad. For 1k of scrap per minute, I'm getting all this per minute. Which is, minus that, but these things I'm handcrafting. But yeah, the rest of this is all from scrap. Pretty cool. Now we've got 4.2k in copper cable. That's kind of outrageous. So can I make purple boxes yet? No. Iron. To get iron, I need to recycle some of that. So... Right. So this is where it gets into that whole thing that I was doing a minute ago. But before I can get there... Let's switch this one up. Stuff out of it. Put some iron in there. So let's start down that path. Now, I have a schematic for that, but I really want to kind of readjust how it's laid out. I'll speed this up off by a square. And turn it off. You know what? I can't stand it. It's gotta move. Sorry, it wants to move. There. Okay. There we go. Better. Okay, so this is our interim thing. These will go away. I think. Yeah, probably. So, yeah, because I'm going to have a different recycler thing going in soon. Once this is gone, then we're going to start probably doing trains. Well, I don't know. It might stick around for a little while we get the other patches that are nearby, but that's still a little ways. So maybe we'll, yeah, once we get out of here, I think we'll do trains. And we'll just pick this stuff up via train. Yeah. We're having to do outposts. Speaking of trains, how's my ship doing? It's got its rails already. Okay. Used up all the rockets probably getting them, but here they are. And we got everything to deliver it, so it's just a matter of making the rockets to get them up there. Alright, so then I don't have to make the trains up front. And meanwhile, I'm getting lots of loose things. So what I need to do is get down the things that break it down further and then start making a storage system for that. So I make more recyclers. I need more iron. I'm going to make a recycler just to make my iron. More gears in here. Get lots of gears. Alright, give me iron. That will become and with iron, then I can do more. Alright, so yeah, I don't know why I put them. We need a bunch of those, a bunch of these. Bunch of purple boxes, a bunch of yellow boxes for this to work. Some steel, copper. Alright, should probably do another one of these that has cable in it. We got an excess amount of copper. Okay, and that'll give us some copper. good, actually. Nice. Okay, so basically what I do is I create a bank of things that requests via yellow box, you know, a filter, any of the first line items that come out of it. So anything that's in these can possibly be, you get its own yellow box. The ore, yeah, but it's not going to get recycled. So if it needs to be broken down further, there's that kind of thing, right? And I've already got a schematic or blueprint for that kind of sets it up, but it's not as pretty as I would like. Oh, it's that. It's not symmetry. It's a lot of recyclers. But basically each one of these boxes is set differently. And then it breaks down into whatever subcomponents. Maybe I'll just rebuild this by hand. Yeah. So we'll start with, where do we want to start this? Let's do this. Well, we'll do it in here. Okay. And we'll start down here. Yeah, start down here. Maybe right here. Okay. That. Okay, so this box, if we look at the Factoriopedia, and we see what the recycler recipe gives us. Alright, we're going to get gears, solid fuel, concrete, all these different things. So we need a box for each one of these initial items. And one recycler for those items, except for on the homium, because we keep all of that. Everything else possibly could go away. Even ice, because you get too much of it. But, yeah. Keep the homium, because we're going to process all of that, probably. And then the rest of it can be broken down some more. Solid fuel, yeah, it can. Can get out of control. You get a lot of it. And gears, I'm using a high percentage things. So, there you go. I'm going to screenshot that so I have it on the side. And I know what I'm building. Alright. So, stick that over here. Alright, so the first box will be gears. So that's where we want gears to go. Gears. Need an arm. And the recycler. And it needs a cable that goes. And I guess the thing here is enable, disable. So if the number of gears in the box is less than a full box, I'll leave this last row empty. Right? What do we get here? We get 100 per stack. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 10. So it's 1,000. That's 4K. So 4.8K. So while it's less than 4.8K, we'll stop it at 4K. All right. We'll say we want to have 4K of stuff in here before we let it go to recycle. So okay. So we'll say well gears. Gears is less than 4K. Then turn the arm on. Or no, if it's greater than 4K, excuse me. Turn the arm on, right? So we collect this up so we have it as a resource up to 4K. you need more for some reason, we could do multiple boxes or something out here, buffer it up, but that's basically the idea. I guess you could do this even, right? If we need lots of gears, we could do that. And then you'd have 2 boxes that can get to 4K of gears before they start feeding this machine. Anyway, and then on the output, you always put a purple box, right? Because that says get rid of it immediately. So what comes out of there is iron, right? Because that breaks into iron. Maybe some other things break into iron too. That's fine. So what we need then is another system similar to this. We'll call this the level 2 stuff, right? So we'll build another box. And another arm that we connect back to the box. And it's the same thing. While iron in the box, iron in the box is less than 4K. While it's greater than 4K, then turn it on so we can collect up to 4,000 iron before we start recycling it and putting it in a purple box. Now iron doesn't break down into anything else, right? So, well, maybe ore, but I doubt it. So I guess cement breaks down into ore. Yeah. But we need to get rid of it right away. And so you end up with a situation where anything else should get recycled. Right? And so that kind of, we got to play with that. But we get rid of it right away. And so we're going to need something to get rid of the overflow. Delete it, basically. Any overflow gets deleted. But not necessarily everything turns into something else that we want. Anyway, so this one's iron. Even though we haven't grabbed any yet because there's no reason to. And we're going to delete that for now because we don't need it. But, so at the basics, we're going to say we need 4,000 gears, which we're quickly going to come up on. I mean, look how fast that is. And then it'll start making iron. Alright. And then this is basic, this is temporary. It's just to make me iron work with. More of those. More of those. Alright. And alright, so the next thing on the list is solid fuel, which also does not break down into anything. So I guess we'll put that, it's a tier 1 item, so it'll go in the first row, but put it right here. Put them right next to each other. And this we're going to change to solid fuel. And really, probably what I should do, make a bunch of these that are empty, but that's fine. Okay. So that's solid fuel, and the next one is concrete. And with the concrete. And the next one is, we'll have to adjust the numbers on them. Ice. Probably will keep most of the ice. More. Oop, need another one. And this one is steel plates. steel. Quite a bit in there. So that's done. Let's get these out of the way. Make more of these? Yeah. Okay. And another one. Next one on the list is battery. Next one is stone, which doesn't really break down into anything. Fine. We get too much stone, we get too much stone. Next one is advanced circuits. Put that in there. Next one is copper cables. There we go. Now we're running into this problem. Get one more before I delete it. Yeah. Alright, there's 5-1. Alright, so this one is, we just did copper cables, so now we need to do blue circuits. Oops. Blue circuits. Okay. And next one's load density structures, so let's delete this. That. Alright, so blue circuits, and then we're going to say low density structures. And there we go. And then after that it's holmium, but we keep that separately. So holmium. If we're gonna do like a bank for that, because we'll do like a thing over here. This will be holmium ore. And we're not gonna do anything with it, we're just gonna collect it. All the holmium ore should end up there. Start cleaning these up. All the steel, stone. We already have boxes for these things now. Alright, so it should sort this out for us now. What was this? This was gears. Oh, no. I screwed up. Why is that gears? Cement and ice. Oh no. I screwed up. I broke my system. Okay, so let me get rid of that one. Oh no. Entry is lost. Oh man. Okay, so let's control that. Do that. Okay. You can do it. You can do it. Break my robot. Okay. So I guess the basic rule of thumb here then is if it doesn't break down into something else, like stone, then you just delete it when it goes into here. Done with that? The fuel's still getting filled. Okay, so solid fuel fills at 50. 4, 5, so that's 1K, 2K. So at 2K for solid fuel, we gotta fix the numbers now. We did that already. This stacks to 100, so that one's fine. This stacks to 50, so this would be 2K. This stacks to 100, so it's fine. This stacks to 100, so maybe more. Stacks to 200. So make this 8K. This stacks to 2K, so this stacks to 200, so it'd be 2, 4, 6, 8. Okay. This stacks at 200, right? So it's also 8K. Oh, and then I gotta change what the thing is. Okay, well, we'll come back and fix those. Alright, 8K. This will have the number right. And then this stacks to 4K. And this stacks to 2K. Alright, now let's fix the other side of this. So that's low density structures. This is blue circuits. This is copper cables. Red circuits. Stone. Batteries. Fuel. Ice. Concrete. I guess I could just make it everything, right? I could have done that. Anyway, we're here now. Solid fuel. And gears, which we're already on. Okay, so once gears hit 4K, it starts pulling out its iron, right? Now, we don't have anywhere for iron to go yet, but we would like to say that we do, eventually. So this we'll call iron. Right? So that way when this breaks down, it just gets pushed into the next box. Now, since the iron doesn't break down to anything, we can either leave this up to the boss to pick it up out of here and put it right back and break it down to nothing. Now iron stacks to 100, so 4K of iron should be fine. Iron plates, right? Now, what's going to happen over time now is you'll start getting stuff out here that we weren't expecting to get. We should be able to empty this stuff out now. Alright, so now solid fuel is a especially big problem. Alright, we're just going to like try to put it back. So I think we want at least 2 boxes for solid fuel. And get that 2K, yeah. So we want at least 2 boxes for solid fuel. And then it just gets destroyed. Yeah. I don't have any more use for it. But it's still not going to keep up on a single thing, right? So I feel like, I mean, how fast is that? That's pretty fast. And we're trying to keep each box at 2K. Let's see if we can get the rest of this solid fuel out of here. Dump that in there. Okay, so now that should recycle it back through here. But there's really no reason to make the bots do this. So we're just going to put another one right here. Right? And so if we get over the amount of solid fuel we need, it just shoves it right back in here and destroys it. When you do that, it breaks it down until it's gone. Now, will that be enough? I don't know. We'll see. We might have to duplicate that. But at the moment, it seems to be keeping it at bay. Each box should build up to 2K and no more, and stop. And there it goes. So now, there it goes. So it's not making the bots process this now, except if it comes off the scrap, right? It comes over here. You got to leave a little bit of room at the end so the bots will bring it here. Otherwise, they take it somewhere else. So you want them to bring it here. If they don't bring it here, then you got a problem. But this keeps this running and cleaned up, hopefully. And yeah, looks like we're in good shape now. If you find that you actually need more solid fuel than this to launch rockets, then you could make 2 of these. But I think that's sufficient right there. And frankly, we might need more gears, but I don't know. Anyway. And so that's like a Terminator right there. Now that said, we do want to collect iron. But maybe not forever. In this case, we're making the bots do it. So I kind of feel like the same scenario should work there, right? Put it up here. Put the tier 2 right here. Right? Yeah. Alright, so we put iron there, and then if we get too much iron, it just destroys it. Because it doesn't break down anymore than that. Alright, so now we can start looking for things that break down. I'll pick my iron. I probably don't need any ice on me. I don't need any solid fuel. Let's get those out of here. So I can just discard that. And I'll take them to where they're supposed to go. Right? Like right here. Okay. And then the red circuits, we'll get those out of there. Right, okay. More ice. Oh, no. I guess we want to keep so much ice. Let's do another bank like this. And we'll make these all ice because we might want to keep some ice. We're actually getting too much now. Alright, so ice will go there. Just dump it. And should put it in the proper box. Well, we get ice here. And we get ice there. I don't know. Do we really need a thing like that for ice? Maybe. Building up quick though. I kind of feel like if you get past that storage point, probably need to destroy it. Yeah, it's starting to destroy the ice. So let's duplicate this so we at least get 2 storages. Kill that, flip it over. There we go. Ice gets that part, this goes away. Okay, so now all of this stuff does break down into something else, and we'll eventually see that happen. Gear to get rid of. I'll keep one stack there. Batteries. Those. That. Get rid of that. Bots need to scale. I only have 100. Not quite optimized yet. But this is pretty neat. You know, it keeps it tidy and see what you've got. It's on the network. It's taken care of. Hopefully overflow is dealt with. It's a lot simpler than trying to run this with belts, I'll tell you that. Yeah, I mean, scrap is basically infinite. It's like input one thing, one type of mine, one type of processing, run it through the recyclers, good to go. How are we doing on this mine? Already down to 43k. Yeah, it's chewing that down pretty quick. Okay, so what else we got here? We got some more stone. And we got some steel. Okay, so that's nothing new has shown up here yet. But eventually they will. Start to get new things. Because at this point, basically anything, any of these things can break down into something else. Well, stone can't. So we probably, same thing with stone, we probably want to do this type of deal. If it gets past a certain point, we just delete it. But we'll give it 2 boxes because, you know, we might need stone for something. We do need stone, we just don't need that much. And hell, we might as well do that for everything just so we have plenty of storage for whatever it is that we collect. So we have enough all the time. I'll do it for years. There we go. I'll even do it for iron. Okay. Top cables. I like that. Oh, starting to run out of boxes. Boxes. Alright, it's nice to have the storage. Maybe you want more than one box full, which is fine. So we'll get, basically we'll say 2 boxes worth of stuff for any type of resource that it may be. And then if it breaks down into something else, then there'll be another thing like the iron thing over here that deals with that. And if that other thing breaks down into something else, then there'll be another thing over there for that. So we gotta kind of work through this. Watch these things show up. Now why are these... No. Sending it over here. Alright, there's room. Do that. Set. Told you where to put it. I'll put it there. So, I guess in this system you kind of want all your storage boxes to have labels for what they are. And then you have some overflow catch, which inevitably will get hit a little bit. But if it's all working right, they really shouldn't fill up. I've had that happen with ice, where it just totally swamps the system. But maybe this total recycler thing will fix that. Oh, let me make some more recyclers while I'm thinking of it. We're gonna need them. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, look at all this stuff I can build now just off this scrap. That's crazy. Cables. Probably haven't got more cables. Cables are only 3% though, so yeah. So most common is on the left over here. Least common going this way. Absolutely least common is the ore. And even so, we've almost got a full box of that. So that's kind of nice. So let's see how we're doing there. The ore, we're producing 16.8 per minute. Awesome. Yeah, gears, trees, 144 per minute coming out of scrap. And then iron's the second one, because that's what gears break down into. Yeah. So once these boxes fill, you'll have the overflow going to the next tier. So it'll be a minute till that happens. Gotta figure it out. It's gotta build up to that. How much scrap do we have waiting to be processed? Not a lot. That's good. And this is one case where you want it to be negative. It means you're processing all the scrap that you've created. You don't have any left over. So that's really good. That means as fast as these miners are pulling it out of the ground, it's getting dealt with. Well, kind of. Alright. Traffic jam. Charging stations. Be hanging in there. Yeah, so every few minutes, there's every 3 minutes to get a lightning strike pattern. Right? That seems to be the pattern. And then it tapers off over the course of 2 minutes or a minute. And that's all the power you get just during that 1 minute. And then after that, you gotta live on batteries until the next lightning strike. So basically your batteries have to be able to last 2 minutes. And we're kind of reaching that point now. But yeah, you can see how they keep getting hit so the whole cycle is 3 minutes long. 1 minute of power, 2 minutes of discharge. Pretty fast day-night cycle here, really. All these planets seem faster. Anyway, so I guess that's how we'll approach this one. Just do it side by side like that. And basically everything from here to the left is going to end up being storage for all the different materials that we might want to use for crafting. That's what's going on. It'll probably extend out to here somewhere. Maybe come down here. I don't know. We'll see how this actually ends up playing out, but that's the idea. Because there's going to be essentially more things coming out of this than there are going in. Because that can break down into a few things. Yeah, right? You can get green and red circuits out of this. And out of this, you can get copper cables and green circuits and plastic, right? And then the green circuits can turn into iron and copper cables. So that stuff kind of snowballs after a bit because you know copper cables get used in so much. But you can also get copper cables directly from scrap. So, you know, yeah. There's that. So, yeah, it looks like we've got it so far. Nothing else is ending up in here. They all have a home to go to, and if they overflowed, they got destroyed. So, yeah, pretty good. That works. Alrighty. Well, rather than sit here and record while we wait for it to build up, I'm going to call it good for the moment, and come back when it's time to continue the build.
The recyclers are running, the bots are flying, and the lightning's still on a break. Next time, we scale up, automate the storm, and see if patience really is renewable. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in episode 14.